Let's talk magic now, shall we? Entertainers have taken all sorts of routes during this pandemic. My next two guests from Lytham St Anne's, Dean Williamson and Rick Green, usually perform illusions and mind tricks in our theatres, but during the pandemic they've taken the show online. They join us now to tell us more. Good afternoon, Dean and Rick.
Good afternoon, Steve.
So,
good afternoon.
Explain first of all, what's there's the big show coming up apparently. Is it an online thing then?
So yeah, we have a very big show coming up. I say coming up, it's actually next year. So there's a lot of planning to do between now and then. And this is a show that Rick and I perform on stage, and we're taking it over to California.
That's taking it to the big boys, I imagine, because they're big on the magic over there, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So we might have some other stuff in the pipeline, but that's the one that we've announced so far. So it's mega exciting. Can't wait.
And just describe to people what the act consists of now. I've got a list here: is magic and mentalism.
Yeah, go for it, Rick.
So I do the magic, and Dean does the mentalism. So he does mind reading throughout the show. I'll be doing some of my...
Can I just interrupt you there? I love how the fact he passed that on to you there and made you do that. That's the measure of the man. How he made you answer the question about mentalism so he didn't have to do it himself. Genius.
Exactly. I know.
So Rick's the better host.
Sorry, carry on, Rick. Go on, carry on.
So I'll be doing the magic. Dean will be doing the mind reading. And yeah, it's going to be an incredible show. We've got a couple other guys coming over with us as well. And we're taking America by storm, let's put it that way.
So explain then, Dean, that mentalism, what exactly is mentalism for those who might not appreciate it or understand it?
Yeah, absolutely. So mentalism is a bit of a strange term. It's very vague. It doesn't really go into too much detail. There's quite a lot of ambiguity about it. So I would more probably traditionally known as a mind reader. So I really like to get inside people's heads. My stage show is all about influence, and it's how we can influence people, how we can influence people's decisions, how we get influence without even knowing through things like subliminal messaging, this type of thing. Quite common themes that we're sort of used to when we explore them themes throughout my show, which is either on stage or close up. But really, it's about leaving with your mouth wide open and wondering how I just did that.
During the course, I didn't even listen to any of the answer. I just booked tickets for your show. You're brilliant. And it's incredible how it works, doesn't it? So this is the kind of stuff you see the likes of Darren Brown and that do. I assume then.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the best reference point, I would say, Darren Brown. Hopefully one day people will say my name and not Darren Brown, but we'll see. It's quite a small community, the magic community. But yeah, I absolutely love it. You can really connect with people. It's not necessarily visual. It's us talking and kind of exploring what's going on inside your head.
You did say it's a small community, but it's also a massive community come February each year. I imagine the Magic Convention just managed to go ahead just before the lockdown, so you all got your annual meet-up in Blackpool, where you guys are from.
With the convention.
Yeah, we were quite lucky with that, I think. It's sort of the last mass gathering before everything locked down.
In terms of yourselves, have you ever performed at the Magic Convention? Because that's a real, accolade to do so, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Rick and I have got kind of our own stories, but our kind of relationship with the convention goes way back. We were both members of the Young Magicians Blackpool Club, weren't we, Rick?
Yeah, when we were, golly, years ago now. It's probably 15 years ago, Dean. And yeah, we started off very, very young, and that's where we met, to be honest. And then as time grew on, we kind of grew away from it. I went to the senior section of the club, and my work took me away. I've been working on cruise ships for 11 years now, so I don't get back to St Anne's as much as I would like to.
And it's a bit, from one precarious situation to another. I mean, the cruise ships have really struggled very early on and look like they're going to struggle for a long time to come back. So I suppose things like online shows are going to, really... I don't know, boom over the next few months until venues get back to normal. Is that what you've been doing throughout the lockdown?
Yeah, absolutely. So Rick and I hosted a weekly show called the Lockdown Magic Event. Some of the listeners may have have watched that. That went out every Tuesday, Friday, and along with Rick and I performing on virtually, we had magicians quite literally from around the world. We had FISM winners on there. Anyone that's not into magic won't know what that is, but that's one of the highest, probably the highest accreditation in magic. Yeah. We had Las Vegas stars on, everyone from Jeff McBride to people that you would have seen on the Fulus, Penn and Teller, so really, really common names. I guess you could say we missed the trick. When we put the show on, it was free to air, so anybody could watch it to the public. Now it's gone down the kind of the market where you can buy tickets for it, but for us it was just about the magic. We wanted to give people something to look forward to every Tuesday, Friday, and it was a really huge success, and many things have come out of it, such as the California show that we're doing next year. We had a lot of fun with it, didn't we, Rick?
Yeah, I think we were, to be fair, I think we were one of the first virtual magic shows out there. So it was a learning curve for us to take our show into the virtual world. Because obviously without people there in front of you, for example, to pick a card and to take a card, you had to learn to do that virtually. Dean was okay with the mind reading, because you can mind read over a screen.
It's easier to mind read from... Can you read someone's mind from over 2 meters then? Sorry, Dean.
I guess as long as I can see your eyes and hear your voice, you'll see. But come and get tickets for our UK shows, and everyone will find out what it's all about. Or come and watch one of our virtual shows online, which we do for corporate companies. If you want kind of an icebreaker or something like that, we would love to come and help. And it helps bring everybody together. We've had kind of great success. Everybody seems to enjoy it. So it's an interesting medium, taking magic online in that method, and still trying to interact with everybody at the same time whilst they're at home and staring at their computer screen.
And in the meantime, Rick, you want to get yourself one of those 2 meter grabbing sticks so that people can still pick a card. There you go. You can have that from me.
Oh, I'll have that.
If people want to find out more, it's just Dean Williamson and Rick Green. Is that what they Google?
So if they go to the Lockdown Magic event, which is on Facebook. If you want to see some of our past shows, you can look at the Lockdown Magic event on YouTube as well. But if you go to the Lockdown Magic event page, and you can send us a message via Facebook, failing that, you can get in touch through Rick's website, which he will tell you now.
Which is rickgreenmagic.com.
Easy to remember. Listen, fellas, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. All the very best with that trip over to America next year. Much appreciated it. Fabulous. There we go. Dean Williamson and Rick Green on BBC Radio Lancashire. Check them out online. It was so